And hello fellow Techers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today we're gonna start a new series. A series called Early Scout Positions. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna play through different maps, and I will show you early scout positions that I utilize on these maps. And what I'm looking at doing on these maps early, basically trying to get early spots just to see where the opposition team is heading. And obviously trying to get early shots of damage if possible. If there's Arty on your team, it's also good because Arty can pre-aim the positions of early spots and get you the assisted damage that you're looking for. So in this game we are on map Kasserine in tier 10 Chinese light tank WZ-132-1. This is probably one of the worst tier 10 scouts, to be honest. This tank is fast, has relatively decent camo, has decent turret armor, but the reload on it suffers and it doesn't have much gun depression at all. So anyway, the early position that I'm talking about on this map, if you spawn on the west side, is position G7. From here you can spot pretty much the entire northeast side of the map, and you can just drive by like this and detect all these guys coming in. Make sure you don't get stuck like I did over here, because yeah, that results in damage received instead of damage dealt. Now, disadvantage of me being in this tank is obviously lack of gun depression. So as you notice here, I'm gonna struggle with trying to get my gun down in order to fire at some of these guys. If I was in something like a Sheridan, for instance, I wouldn't have trouble getting early shots of damage here. So yeah, I already lost opportunity to get early damage here in this situation, but hey, it is what it is. Now, because my team didn't send any tanks towards the east side of the map, we are forced to drop, because eventually the opposition will encroach the east side and will push us from that direction. But at this point, what my scouting should have done is given my team opportunity to relocate or push the northwest side, because they knew that most of the reds were coming on the east side of the map. There's a big contingent of red tanks coming on the east side. So this basically gives my team early intel and provides them with awareness as to what's going on. Now, in this situation, my team wasn't too bright. They were just willing to just sit and snipe from behind. They weren't willing to push the west-north side of the map. So we're going to be stuck pretty much in the middle here, or in this quadrant of the map, and we're going to try to defend. As you notice, we have some tanks that are in a ravine in the middle. Then we have TD sitting at F3, a couple of heavy tanks here with TD sitting where I am. So at this point, guys, I thought it was a loss, to be honest. Just looking at the distribution of the team, I didn't think we were able to pull this off. But let's wait and see. I mean, weird things happen sometimes in this game. So right now, there's not much we can do. As you can see, the opposition is pushing us hard from both sides. So I'm basically looking for a position where I can snipe from, because last thing I want to do is throw my hit points away at this moment, especially since we are weak on pretty much each side of the map. Although, if you look at position J5, J6, we have few heavy tanks over there. So I could have potentially went and distracted the opposition at K7 and maybe flank them, put some side shots into them. But the problem there is that there might be more tanks actually lurking from behind, sitting at positions K0, for instance. So I might be putting myself in trouble. So may as well use my gun right now and try to get the damage off of these guys that are coming in. Maybe chew them down in health a little bit. Unfortunately, there's some heavy armored tanks like this Object 279, which is going to be extremely hard for me to pen. So I wasn't even trying to shoot at him. The problem is, in the position I'm in, I can't really put any shells into these guys. As you notice, they're too short, and my gun is not sticking above the ridge line, so it's really hard for me to take these shots. Although I'm looking for shots, it's just hard for me to find shots. And then the shots that I'm taking are either bouncing or they're missing. So yeah, I'm not having a good game right here, right now. And that's the way it goes sometimes. You have good games, you have bad games. Now look at this shot, right? It goes above Object 268 version 5. So yeah, it's not really a good situation for me here at the moment. But okay, we're gonna remain patient. At this point I was kind of dejected. I'm like, my shots are missing, my team sort of holding on, but we don't have map control whatsoever. And I'm just sitting there wondering what the hell should I be doing. But I'm not going to abandon the west side of the map yet, because that TD that's sitting at K4 might still need my help here in spotting. So that's what I thought to myself. I thought I'm just going to stick around here for a bit and see if we can pick these guys one by one. That's the idea anyway. So we see this Object 268 version 5. We're going to try to put a shell onto him. And as you notice, I'm kind of in a position where I can run away quick behind that rock over here. And that's the idea. Last thing you want to do in light tanks is lose your HP. So it is recommended that you stay hidden or you keep on driving all the time. If you spot it, it's good to be on a move. If you're unspotted, then make sure you remain in concealment. So now, since this guy is taken out, we're going to move a little bit further and see if we can spot anyone in the open field. And yes, we spot this FV-4005. We're going to put some shells into him right now. He doesn't even know where we are. He can't even spot us at the moment. So that's what I was saying. Use your concealment. As you can see, my detection circle is away from these guys. So they shouldn't be able to really spot me. And I should be able to fire freely over here into these guys. Fortunately, this Object 257, I think I'm going to... Yeah, that shot bounces for whatever reason. And he gets taken out over here. Let's see if we can put one more shell in this FV-4005. Yes, we can, but now he disappears. So we're going to move forward and see if there's anybody else over here. And this is going to be a bit tricky here because we're going to run into this Tier 8 Progetto. The Tier 8 premium tank, I think it's Progetto 46. He's got a 3-shell reloader, which is quite dangerous for us because he is going to beat us on rate of fire every time. So we're going to have to approach it very carefully. Put a shell into him and then basically run away until we reload. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I was thinking he was going to chase me here. That was the idea. That's why I thought, okay, may as well run away, show him that I'm not interested in this fight. But once we disappear, or our sixth sense disappears, we're going to come back and put another shell into him. And that's the way to play tanks with slow reload, guys. Every time you shoot, make sure you hide so that you don't present anything to the opposition. Unless you know you have a strong armor that you can bounce shells here and there. But here I decided to take a hit. I didn't care anymore. After this shot, he's going to be a one-shot to me. So this time we were able to push him. And we should be able to take him out of the game. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. Now, once we go around, in case we miss shot on the move, we want to make sure that we ram him. And that was the idea here. So as you notice, I was actually aiming at his behind. Because in case I missed that shot, I was able to ram him instead. And not lose HP. So now we're going to go after the Arty. And team did really well. Team did really well. They kept together on the other side. I thought this was a loss, but the heavy tanks came through and they did the job really well. They plowed through, which is great. We covered the open area. I missed the shot from Arty over here. I was anticipating him waiting for me, waiting for that shotgun. So we turned at the last moment. But yeah, so as I was saying, our team did really well. They stuck together and they cleaned up. Basically, they came back to protect the east flank when the opposition pushed all the way to K8, K9, which was great. It was good thinking process by these guys. But if we abandoned the open field during this time, if we weren't here, then the opposition could have easily flanked us. And that's the last thing we wanted to do. That's why I wanted to remain on this side of the map. And in light tanks, I encourage you strongly, guys, to protect the weak side. I mean, you can just stay to the point that you're unspotted. Once you're spotted, you can run off. But at least by being there, you're showing the opposition that you're there to fight. And you're just not running away. You're there to fight. And they will think twice before pushing into the open field. Because there could be TDs lurking behind me, right? I could be just a scout and a decoy. And there could be something sitting behind me. And they wouldn't know at the moment. So that will also slow down their progress when you think about it as well. Anyway, so now it's closing time. We're just looking for this KPZ-50T. Last time I've seen him was somewhere at position F0 is when I was doing early scouting. So I'm assuming he's on the east side of the map, somewhere on the 0 line. So that's where I'm going to try to push. I'm going to try to push the 0 line. As you notice there, I'm clicking K7 because I'm anticipating for him to be there. And last thing I want to do is cap out. I want more damage. And this guy's the last one left on the field, so why let him live? May as well get him before our team caps out, get some shots of damage, and we can use our HP at the moment in order to get him down in health. So that's exactly what I was thinking. Let's see if we can find him around the corner here. Yes, we can. He's sitting right here. As I suspected, he would be sniping from the back. So we're just going to trade with him here. And I know In this tank, trading is not recommended because of really slow reload. As you can see, my reload is what, 7.5 seconds with combat rations enabled. But I'm trying to use my strong turret armor, yet he finds shots into my side somehow and manages to damage me. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to trade at the moment. I probably should have went around him. That would probably be much easier play for me, much tougher play for him. But he's got strong turret armor, so I would have to aim my shots manually every time if I would go around him. So that would make it a little bit more difficult, but it doesn't matter. I got extra damage here and the game is over anyway because our team decided to cap out. So there we go. Anyway, let's take a look at the post-game stats. We managed to put up quite a nice damage number. It was 5.7k damage, almost 5.8k damage. We finished in second spot because, you know, we didn't deserve the top spot in this game. I guess we weren't close enough fighting with the enemies in our light tank to get the top spot. But anyway, not much assisted damage. We were mostly damage dealer in this game. Finished with class 2, 5.8k damage. Quite decent game in this tank. But yeah, nothing to brag about. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this series. I'm going to have a few maps coming up over the next little while. And in each map, we're going to talk about early scout positions. So for those of you that want to get into your light tanks, maybe this will be beneficial. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, happy tanking. Space Bandit, checking out.